Manifesting your warrior spirit. A real warrior isn't interested in fighting, but in protecting, purifying, and empowering others with love, whereas a mercenary is one who chooses violence and destruction and terror, not out of love, but out of hatred and greed. I've known some spiritual-minded people who don't understand this. They regard the word warrior as a person who is a violent individual. Today I'd like to share the real meaning and power of manifesting one's own warrior spirit, because it is something that can be cultivated in anyone, from an elderly, frail grandmother to a highly skilled martial artist. Protecting the earth and protecting others means not allowing tyrannical powers and people to manipulate and control society. This is at the heart of what I'm talking about. A warrior spirit is the most important aspect of being fully human and fully alive. To stand up against injustice, against insane mandates, unjust laws, and choosing what is right, no matter how great the opposition. This is what it takes to embody a warrior spirit. Oftentimes, the greatest utterance is simply to say, "No, I will not comply." Achieving the force and the fortitude to do this requires that one access a level of inner strength that can only come from love and desiring the highest good for another. And to do this, one often must follow a path of inner development, because this is the only way to genuinely and sincerely serve the greater good of the human family. Possessing a warrior spirit is the same as extending love to others. This is why in every tradition, the highest universal law is the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is a biblical concept spoken by Jesus in Luke 6:31 and Matthew 7:12. So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you, for this sums up the law and the prophets. In the Mahabharata in Hinduism, 15th century BC, there is the phrase, "Do not unto others that which would cause you pain if done to you." In martial art training, such as Aikido, the founder, Morihei Ueshiba, taught that a true warrior is one who has developed so much inner harmony and sensitivity that he knows when to avoid conflicts even before they happen. This can mean paying attention to that silent, still gut feeling, or not saying something that you know is wrong, or avoiding walking down a certain street. Harmony, love, and compassion always emanate from the ability to use confluence rather than deception, violence, or any other form of force meets force strategy. This is clearly obvious when watching the magical circular movements of a skilled Aikido master. Metaphorically, it is where a force is met openly and embracing the attacker with an intention to guide the anger or the attack to a place of neutrality, not only to protect oneself, but to protect others and the attacker as well. Sometimes a spiritual, sensitive person has asked me, well, is it wrong to protect myself? Should I just be loving and forgiving, turn the other cheek and let myself get injured? Well, the answer to this is simply no, of course. It's always important to defend yourself. And when a person is attacking you, whether verbally or physically, realize it's always because they are feeling guilt, anger, and fear. They're attacking you or knee-jerking or reacting because they feel separated from you. So do what you must to stop the attack. But then, when you have, the secret is don't condemn the person. Don't add more guilt or shame to what they are already feeling, but reach out a hand and say, how can I help you, my brother? Ask yourself, what do I believe in? What is my highest principle for living in this world? Once you sit in silence long enough, you will find it. Then all you need to do is live it completely. Make your purpose and your goal in life to live and manifest the highest good you can conceive. Doing this alone requires a tremendous level of honesty, self-reflection, and facing your own shadow side head on. I've talked about this before in a video called Sovereignty of the Heart, and explained that there are levels and layers of repressed trauma that may have to be drawn out and healed. This can only be done through a process of daily prayer, meditation, introspection, study, perhaps even some occasional fasting, and going through the layers of pain, grief, fear, anger, shame, and endeavoring to calm your mind while also expanding the power of your heart. Heart coherence is the way to do this, which means moving one's conscious awareness away from the head brain and into the heart. Now, in truth, not everyone on this planet is emotionally or spiritually capable of achieving that. Again, this is why the beginning principle is the golden rule. Without that, there can be no genuine progress or growth. We live in a world of materialism and greed, and often unrealistic idealism. So it takes a certain level of maturity and wisdom to cut through these false values, those that are commonly being perpetuated in modern society. because these things are being promoted through pop music, entertainment, movies, and of course, our social media. Divisiveness, control, propaganda, these things are still the means that are being used to control the minds and emotions of the larger society. That is why a spiritual warrior is often the one who is brave enough, courageous enough to step away from the madness, to follow his own drumbeat and live from a place of inner authenticity. He doesn't need to be validated or accepted by anyone because he has united his spiritual heart with the superior ocean of thought. We are living in times of tumultuous change, and the systems of this world are clearly collapsing and will only be rebuilt by those who possess the maturity and strength to persevere as well as embrace the ancient ways of cooperation and stewardship with a new earth. This is why I personally prefer living a simple, debt-free life, maintaining decency and independent thinking, because it is the we versus them mentality that are the manipulative tools of tyrants. And a spiritual warrior is one who individually breaks through these barriers with truth, honesty, and virtue. Peace be with you.